Have you ever wondered why flying seems more stressful than ever? You're not alone. Recent studies show that over 60% of travelers say they've had a bad experience with an airline in the past year. Shocking, right? Believe it or not, airlines have cut their customer service budgets by nearly 30% over the last decade. With fewer staff and less attention on passenger needs, many travelers are left feeling frustrated and ignored. But why does this happen? Is it just about profits? Or is there something deeper going on? In this video, we'll dive into the world of air travel and uncover the reasons behind the decline in customer service. From the golden days of flying to the economics that drive today's airlines, we'll explore how and why your experience in the sky has changed. Get ready for surprising facts and insights that might make you rethink your next flight. Chapter 1. The Golden Age of Flying. Where did it all go? Once upon a time, flying was a luxury. In the 1950s and 60s, people dressed up to board a plane. Airlines offered gourmet meals, spacious seats, and attentive service. A flight attendant would greet you by name, and the experience felt more like a hotel in the sky than a cramped bus. What happened? It wasn't always about ticket prices. Back in the golden age, airlines competed on service. In fact, customer experience was their biggest selling point. United Airlines once boasted in an ad, "Fly the friendly skies," promising a smooth and pleasant experience. The focus was on making passengers feel special. But today, many passengers joke about how flying is more like a survival game. The industry has shifted. The personal touch that once defined air travel has faded into the background. What used to be a privilege now feels like a chore. One major change? Deregulation in 1978. When the U.S. government loosened its control on airfares, airlines started cutting corners to stay competitive. A report by the Bureau of Transportation Statistics shows that seat space has shrunk by 2.5 inches in the last 30 years, and meals on domestic flights became scarce. Passengers are now left wondering, where did the friendly skies go? It's not just nostalgia, it's a real shift in priorities. Chapter 2. The Economics of Indifference. Cutting corners for profits. Airlines are businesses, after all. And like any business, they care about profit. But in today's market, the pressure to reduce costs is more intense than ever. That pressure is felt most directly by passengers in the form of reduced service. Profit margins in the airline industry are notoriously thin. In fact, according to the International Air Transport Association, IATA, airlines make just about $6 profit per passenger on average. That's like buying a sandwich at the airport. The competition to offer the lowest ticket price is fierce. And as a result, customer service often takes a backseat. Take in-flight meals, for example. They used to be complimentary on most flights, even short ones. Now, it's common to find airlines charging for every small perk, snacks, checked baggage, even extra legroom. This à la carte model has become the norm. A 2019 report from IdeaWorks found that airlines earned a whopping $109.5 billion globally from add-ons like these. Why? Because airlines discovered that customers are willing to pay for the basics when the base fare is lower. This way, they can market their flights as budget-friendly, even though the actual cost adds up once you start paying for extras. Meanwhile, service levels continue to drop. Cutting back on service is an easy way to save money. Fewer meals, fewer staff, less time spent on customer satisfaction. It all leads to fewer expenses for the airline. But this strategy leaves passengers frustrated. As travel writer Chris Guillebeau puts it, the art of air travel used to be about service. Now, it's about squeezing every last dollar. Chapter 3. The Monopoly Mindset. Fewer choices, less care. Another reason airlines don't prioritize customer service anymore? There just isn't as much competition. Over the last few decades, the airline industry has gone through a wave of mergers and acquisitions, leaving fewer choices for passengers. In the U.S., 4 airlines, American, Delta, United, and Southwest, control nearly 80% of the market. With fewer competitors, airlines don't feel the same pressure to provide great service. They know passengers don't have many alternatives. According to a study by the Government Accountability Office, GAO, This lack of competition has led to increased complaints about customer service. It's a classic case of the monopoly mindset. When companies control large parts of the market, they get comfortable. They don't feel the need to go the extra mile for customers because they know you'll likely have to fly with them anyway. As a result, service becomes less of a priority. Even frequent flyer programs, which were once designed to reward loyalty, now favor the airlines more than the passengers. As Ryanair CEO Michael O'Leary famously said, "If you want a warm, fuzzy feeling, go hug your kids." It's clear where the priorities lie. This monopoly mindset isn't just in the US, either. In Europe and Asia, airline consolidations have also led to fewer choices. The rise of low-cost carriers has given travelers budget options, but those often come with significant trade-offs in terms of comfort and service. So, when airlines have fewer competitors, they don't need to care as much about keeping you happy. It's not a coincidence that passenger satisfaction scores have dropped as mergers have increased. We're left with fewer options, and airlines know it. If you're enjoying these insights and want to hear more about the state of air travel, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more engaging content. Chapter 4. The Psychology of Passenger Compliance. Are we too accepting? Let's face it, airlines push limits, and passengers have learned to accept it. Over time, we've become conditioned to lower standards. Delays, cramped seats, and poor service have almost become expected, and that's part of the problem. Airlines know that most passengers won't fight back. Why? Because they need to fly. Travel is often a necessity, not a luxury, so people tolerate more than they would in other industries. A study by Qualtrics found that over 75% of passengers don't even bother filing complaints after a bad experience. It's the psychology of compliance. People adapt to what's normal, and airlines have normalized discomfort. Frequent flyers, in particular, are often willing to overlook bad service in exchange for loyalty perks like upgrades or bonus miles. It's a clever tactic by airlines to keep regular travelers tied to their brand, even if the experience isn't great. Author Peter Shankman, who wrote Zombie Loyalists, explains that, if a brand can keep you loyal, they don't need to wow you every time. This rings true in air travel. Many passengers put up with poor service because they're tied to their frequent flyer program or have little choice but to accept the situation. Another factor is convenience. With online booking, mobile check-ins, and self-service kiosks, we're doing more of the work ourselves. This shift means less human interaction, and while it speeds up processes, it also means fewer opportunities to complain. Passengers go through the motions, boarding and deplaning, without much personal contact. Plus, overbooking has become standard practice. Airlines count on the fact that some people won't show up, so they sell more tickets than there are seats. When everyone does show up, someone has to be bumped. The infamous United Airlines incident in 2017, where a passenger was forcibly removed, brought overbooking into the spotlight, but it's still happening. It's a system designed to benefit airlines, not passengers. And since most of us just grin and bear it, nothing changes. Chapter 5. Tech versus Human Touch. How automation has replaced empathy. Technology has revolutionized the airline industry, but not always for the better. In many cases, it has replaced the personal touch that used to define customer service. Today, more than ever, we interact with machines instead of humans when flying. Self-check-in kiosks are now the norm at most airports. They save time, sure, but they also eliminate face-to-face interactions with staff who could address concerns or provide assistance. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, reports that 80% of passengers used a self-service option in 2022. While convenient, it means less human empathy in the process. Automated customer service systems, like AI-driven chatbots, have also become widespread. While these bots can handle basic queries, they often fall short when passengers need real help. Anyone who's tried getting a refund or rescheduling a flight through an automated system knows the frustration. In many cases, airlines now prefer tech to humans because it's cheaper. Aviation expert Brett Snyder points out that automation cuts down on staffing costs and increases efficiency. But it also reduces the level of care passengers receive. Machines can't replace the reassurance of a friendly face or the problem-solving ability of a seasoned employee. Take the example of lost luggage. Many airlines now rely on online systems for tracking lost bags. While this tech can help, it's often impersonal, and frustrated passengers don't feel heard. In fact, mishandled baggage reports show that 2.7 million bags were mishandled globally in 2022. The emotional support that comes from a real person can make a huge difference in moments like these, but automation leaves people feeling isolated. However, some airlines are trying to blend tech with a personal touch. Singapore Airlines has implemented a system where passengers can get personalized in-flight entertainment recommendations based on their preferences. This is an example of how tech can enhance, rather than replace, customer service. The challenge moving forward will be to find the right balance between efficiency and empathy. Until then, passengers will continue to feel like they're being processed, rather than cared for. If you found this exploration of airline customer service insightful, be sure to subscribe. Hit that button to stay updated on our latest videos and join the conversation about travel and service.